Now, there's nothing quite like a trip to the cinema. It seems at the moment we can't do it enough. In the first 6 months of this year, we made more than 83 million visits to the pictures. That's a 7-year high.
So, with all the technology of home entertainment, why have we returned? We sent Ben Sidwell to find out more. Ben.
Apparently he dies in the end. It's really sad. Yeah, I'm at the Electric Cinema here in Birmingham city centre. It's just a stone's throw from New Street Station, and this is one of a number of little boutique cinemas that are reopening their doors again across the Midlands. We'll be finding out more about the success story here at the Electric in a moment, but first I've spent the day in Evesham at one of my childhood haunts, which looks set to reopen its doors. The Regal Cinema has been entertaining the people of Evesham since 1932. However, 6 years ago the projectors were switched off and the cinema closed for good. But like every good movie, this story is set for a happy ending. One adult, please. Thank you. Since it closed in 2003, the life of the Regal Cinema would have Hollywood producers licking their lips. False hope, broken promises and even the threat of total destruction. It seems like a good time in the story to introduce our hero.
I believe in cinema, I believe in the local community in Evesham, and the Regal is an exceptional Art Deco cinema. All the original fixtures and fittings are still here, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful building.
Lawrence and the team who've bought the Regal have just begun to restore the cinema and plan to reopen it in all its Art Deco glory next year.
There's been so many false dawns over the last decade as to whether this place was going to get a real makeover, yet maintain its original character, which is what everybody wanted. And when I realised, hey, these guys are serious, you know, I could have kissed them, I really could.
When the Regal opened in 1932, it could hold an audience of over 1,000. And during the heyday of cinema, more than 1 million people a year came through its doors. Shh! You be quiet. Film's about to start. 70 years on from the heyday of cinema, the success of the reborn Regal will in the end still come down to the number of people coming through the doors. I tell you what, I wish everybody at the Regal, one of my old childhood haunts, all the very best. And everybody we spoke to in the town, every single person we spoke to, seemed to be backing it, so it seems like it will be very successful. One place that already is the Electric Cinema here in Birmingham. Let's speak to the owner, Tom Laws. Tom, what is the secret of success to this sort of cinema then?
You've got to be different, I think. You've got to kind of look at why people go to the cinema and then approach it from that point of view rather than just sticking the films on. Think, well, what is it that you like about going out? And it might be that you like to go out and have a drink, and it might be that you like a bit of personal service, and that's kind of why we're successful. So
does it mean people are turning their back on the multiplex?
I don't think so. I think that our audience is a little bit older. I mean, the multiplexes generally tend to do under 24s, and we kind of cater for people who are a bit older than that. It does vary depending on the film, but I think that's the core audience.
And just quickly, cinema figures at a 7-year high. Why do you think that is?
I mean, that's partly down to the recession and the fact that cinema is a cheap night out. You know, you can come to the Electric, you can have a beer, and you can sit on the sofa, and you can do all of that for sort of less than 15 quid. Whereas if you go to a football match, what does that cost these days? You know, 40, 50 pounds.
Well, I tell you what, if you're one of the, no doubt, thousands of people who are thinking of going to the cinema tonight, have a good time, enjoy the film. That's what it's all about, after all. Back to you in the studio.